breeze blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page lies, it's about to begin. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, and if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters. They don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here at Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation Pride.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good evening. Good evening or evening? You say evening, I'll say evening. All right, I see the chat. I see the hellos. What's up, world? Good to see you. Good to see everybody here on a Wednesday night. Talking tropics. We go live at night just to do a quick recap of the day. Quick, Shelly. Did you hear what I said, Shelly? Quick update. Oh, goodness gracious. So, all right. What the heck is happening? All right, so you have reached Mike's weather page. We talk tropics. We show models. Nothing official, of course. We got our morning crew. What's up, William, Paul, Starlin, Michelle? These are some new names. What's up, Becky? I see all the Texas folks. It's funny. What's up, Eric? Last week, we were chasing Henry, which is Henry with an I, but it's officially Henry. We had all the New Englanders watching. We had Fred a week ago. All the Northern Gulf Panhandle folks were watching. And now we got all our Texas, Louisiana crew back. Not for the right reasons, because we got tropics. See Kristen over there at Chapman watching from Alvin, Texas. Hey, y'all. It sounds like I can almost hear you saying that. Hey, y'all. What's up, Greg Montgomery? Heard you hooked up our boy Ferguson. That's cool. Stay away from Biloxi. Well, I'd be watching. Models have ticked a little bit to the west again. So, yeah, supporter decal. Yes, we'll be doing our next batch before Christmas. So, the new supporter option has your address now, which is great. Oh, man. Second storm. Yeah. There's another. Listen, we're nearing the peak of season, and I have a bad feeling we're going to be going nonstop now until October. I just saw an image of Africa, and there's 3 solid waves out in Africa. We got Central America brewing a little something next week, possibly pulling upwards. We got a Middle Atlantic wave 10 days out. Not counting Invest 98, which is kind of in no man's land. So, all right. Let's do it. So big thanks to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. They are our Facebook Live sponsor. We love them to death here in Florida. Also, big shout out. Make sure you go over to YouTube. We're streaming live on YouTube. Got a YouTube channel. A lot of people like to watch it. Thanks to Universal Roof Contracting now in Florida. Out of Florida. Hopefully we won't need to have any storm coverage roofs. But, hey, we had hail in Dunedin yesterday. If you ever get hail, you could probably get a free roof, by the way. A little tidbit. If you get hail damage, you can get maybe a little damage or get a free roof. All right. So Invest 99 spinning away down there in the lower Caribbean. You can see it right here. This is on weathernerds.org, by the way. This is the center right here. You can kind of see it spinning. It had fairly decent satellite imagery before the sun went down. So that's a spot. Very broad, low pressure, but it's starting to get a little spinach. The hurricane hunters are heading out tomorrow and going to check it out. So first and foremost, like I said, there's nothing official with any of these model runs. The storm hasn't even developed yet, doesn't have a center yet. So little wiggles and wobbles are normal. Little, notice I say little. Little meaning, Texas, Louisiana. We're not talking like a Florida, Mexico, Georgia wiggle. We're talking, 50, 60 mile wiggles. Because the steering currents are the same, regardless of where the center is. That's one thing you got to note. The models are all predicting high pressure over the southeast. So the steering currents are the same. It's just wherever this thing decides to form could change a little wiggle wobble. That's why we're seeing these little wiggles and wobbles. Now, there's something else out here brewing. Not brewing storm-wise. There's an upper level low that we've been tracking the last couple of days. And kind of interested on satellite. You can see it spinning right there. It's an upper level low, and it's heading towards Bahamas and Florida. So it's going to bring up the rain chances the next couple of days. Hopefully it doesn't mess things up for Daytona. Kind of popped up out of nowhere. And it's not tropical. It's an upper level low. So that's some questions I had on that. So, spinach and juicy, Donna. Yep, don't say moist. I piss off half the fans. Curtis, the reason the Honore had the west side, it had a lot to do with the cold water. It had a lot to do with the cooling effects of the Atlantic waters, kind of like a subtropical system. So the warm core produces the storms back over land and not over water. It's really, really neat. So wiggles and wobbles. All right, so there's a look. This is where it's at. Let's show you some other stuff. Now, this got posted. Now, I don't recall a time when the NHC has ever issued key messages for a invest. Now, that's not hyping anything. It might be, the NHC evolves every year. We get better graphics and better forecasting, but this is something new I've never really seen. So they're issuing this key messages now at 8 o'clock. This is 7 o'clock Eastern. I don't even know why it's 7 o'clock Eastern. But this is what it says. Look, tropical depression likely to form this week or weekend. Heavy rainfall flooding for the Yucatan this weekend. Central America, Yucatan. This is the U.S. now. Listen up, the U.S. They're kind of putting the warning out ahead of it actually happening. System could bring dangerous impacts. Those are strong words, man, for a system that's far away. So system could bring dangerous impacts from storm surge, wind, and rainfall to portions of Louisiana and Texas. They mentioned Louisiana and Texas. But the key note here is dangerous impacts. So they kind of got that feeling. They can't really say it, but they kind of letting people know, hey, this thing could turn into something a little bit more than we've seen all year. So interest in these areas should closely monitor this and ensure that you have your hurricane plan in place. Now, think about this. Tonight is Wednesday, right? We could see this starting to affect the Gulf Coast as early as Sunday this week. Even the GFS, some of the models have sped up a tick. So tomorrow's Thursday. So that gives you Thursday, Friday, Saturday to plan. 3 days. Because Sunday, it's probably going to be on the doorsteps of somebody. Or at least the outer bands. So, little tidbit. Man, if you feel like you've seen these models enough today to know there's a chance that this ain't coming, man, get the gas, get your food, get your water, beat the rush, because if this thing gets a cone and they put a big H and they start talking about category 2+, then you know what's going to happen. You're not going to be able to get all this stuff. And Saturday is going to be an absolute nightmare when everybody's off of work and you only have one day to prepare. So just be ahead of the game. That's all I'm saying. Because the models continue to show the possibility of more than just the nothing burger. All right, here's the latest spaghetti models. Let's go over everything. I'm going to show you all the model runs. Okay, all the model runs. We're going to show you all the model runs, all the ensembles, what's going on in the atmosphere. But here's the latest 18Z. We're going to have new double zero Z runs at about 9:30 Eastern. All right, so here's the latest. You know, earlier today we had more over here. We're going to see these little wiggles and wobbles. Very normal. We'll see a shift this way. We might see a shift back that way. We're going to see another shift back this way. They call that flip-flopping. The official shoe of Mike's weather page, flip-flopping. And windshield wiper effect. So don't get caught up in any. The best advice is don't get caught up on one run. This far out. Don't get caught up in one run. Don't get caught up on, going all in. Just know that this thing is starting to kind of get focused here on eastern Texas and lower Louisiana. That little window there. All right. And again, that goes back to steering currents. Steering currents are everything. And even though you might hear forecasters say, this thing doesn't have a center yet, it's true. But what we do have is steering currents that are locked in. And the models are sniffing that high pressure system pretty consistently with between all the models. So, depending on where this thing decides to set up, this is Tropical Tidbits, by the way, Levi. Depending on where this thing sets up at, we get a low here, low here, low here. The track could, change a little bit. But that's what I'm talking about. So it's not going to center here and all of a sudden go there. So I think some forecasters get mad when people like me share individual model runs because there's no true center. I think what you guys gather out of this is when I show 5 models all showing 9, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 90, 80 pressure, all within a window of, between Middle Texas and Louisiana, you kind of making your own assumptions. We got a chance. But but what I think people might think is, if we get a center here, that means Florida's in the mix. No, because that high pressure system is still here and it's still going to be blocking regardless of where our center is. So that's key to note. Let's look at 2 things. Let's look at operational runs first, and then we'll go into the ensembles, and then we'll slow down a little bit. So I got a lot of places we go to models. Obviously, we go to Tropical Tidbits. They're free. Freeze for me. Levi puts them out there. If you need to go check them out too, by the way, they're right here. GFS, Euro, CMC. I need to put the icon up there, but there they are. If you want to click on them, they come out every 6 hours. Usually, the Euros every 12 hours on the Tropical Tidbits. But let's look at the latest 18Z. Now, 18Z just means it was the most fresh GFS run. But generally, low pressure. Now, what we're looking at is 2 things. Weekend Yucatan. Let's fast forward to Saturday. Now, look. This is what we call splitting that gap. Splitting that gap keeps almost zero land interaction, out of the picture, giving it a clear path for intensification. So Saturday morning, we're already 998. Now, look, this orange color is high pressure. So very unlikely this thing would turn into Florida. We got to, these things, it's very fascinating. The clockwise winds of high pressure and the counterclockwise flow of low pressure actually work together, and this high pressure accelerates our system around. They pivot around. That's why 99% of these storms pivot around the high pressure systems. So here's Saturday. Here's the GFS. It starts to deepen, and at the last minute, it really deepens. We got I'll show you some factors in the Gulf, but what you're going to see is all the models are intensifying. So the latest GFS brings it down to 957, middle Louisiana. Pretty strong hurricane. It's been as low as 930. This would be Sunday night. This week, Sunday night. That's fast. That's coming quick. That would be landfall overnight Sunday. The 12Z model run was a little slower, and it had just a little bit more to the west. What that does too, a little slower system. 12Z had it making landfall Monday afternoon, Monday night. That gives it almost a day more over water. So less time over water, less time to strengthen. So we want to see a Sunday landfall, because an extra day means it's going to have an extra 24 hours to intensify. So here's your 12Z, and then let's just go to 6Z, show you that one. This morning's run, it was about the same. So GFS pretty locked in. All right, let's show you the latest Euro. Euro getting a little stronger. Here's Saturday morning, splits the gap. It brings it down. Levi's site jumps every 24 hours. Officially, Euro had it around 966, 968 for landfall, and this would be Monday morning. So central Louisiana, a little tick to the west part of Louisiana, but Euro jumping on board quick here. Haven't seen that with the Euro all year long. All right, latest Icon. 18Z just came out. 18Z goes out. There's Saturday. It starts to deepen it and brings it down to 970. Central Louisiana. There's 3 models. The 18Z GFS, 18Z Icon, and the latest 12Z Euro are trending east of spaghetti models. That's what I'm saying. You can't get too locked into thinking the last run of spaghetti, everything's more into Texas. You got to look at these individual runs and say, man, this is still on the plate. Brittany, you can buy shirts all day long. Cajun Rain. Do you find it one model? Well, I found the CMC and Icon very well. Early season predictions. GFS probably my third favorite, and WHRF has been my favorite for intensity, not direction. And so far, the CMC and Icon have done really consistent with this track. So there's that. Let's see it. 12Z Icon 962. So man, it's just too reminiscent of last year, unfortunately. The latest Canadian model, talking about the Canadian model. Here we go. It's the weaker of the bunch. Here's Sunday morning, and still brings it to 986, almost a Texas-Louisiana line. So what category? We've had anything from category 1 to more than 2. So that's not good. But there you go, Canadian. So we got 4 models. Still picking Louisiana over Texas. But if you look at the latest spaghetti models, we have a little bit of shift to the west. So it's confusing, I know. It's very confusing. The main operational runs were all pretty much here. So I can't see any more shifts to the west, meaning south into Texas more, when we have operational runs to the east. So that's why it's easy when I'm typing these reports. I go TX/LA. And that's not a cop-out, because I was kind of surprised the Hurricane Center today mentioned it, and they took out Mexico, which I was surprised they mentioned Mexico earlier, because all the models were showing Texas and Louisiana, right? What's up, Dale? What's up, Patty? Somebody just got he's following. Oh, you cool. Well, hey, Patty, tell your husband he's a cool guy to be in the Drunk Donkey Club. So, yeah, it's just tough, guys. There's a lot of people wanting to know specifics. Now, Oh, this morning we showed the GFS. Let's look at the rainfall. No, there's still one more model we got to look at. Well, I got it over here. We can look at the HWRF. So the latest HWRF, not a very good directional model, but it does. Oh, the 18Z is running right now. So let's go back to 12Z. It does show 962 millibar, and that's a little bit more into Texas, obviously. But if we go to the latest overnight, HWRF was more up into middle Louisiana. Time frame on this one would be early morning Monday. The latest would be Monday mid-morning. So you're getting, but as far as what it could look like on approach, we could start to see rain bands inching in as early as Sunday morning. Some of the outer bands could start to reach even in Louisiana, like before sunrise on Sunday. That's what it looks like. It's going to be a big system. Here's Sunday morning. There's your spiraling bands. So, like I said, you got 3 days to prepare. I'm telling you. This thing's going to be sneaky, and there are going to be a lot of people caught with their pants down. No pictures of that. Well, it depends, I guess. No depends. So there's a lot to watch here. I'm hesitant to go on too all in on certain things until we get a true center and the hurricane hunters do fly in tomorrow. But, that's what it could look like. This would be Monday morning, already nearing landfall. That's this weekend. Everybody seems to think it's Labor Day weekend. This is this weekend coming up. Okay, let's look at some rain maps. So unfortunately, earlier what we saw was, now Harvey obviously is an anniversary this week. Not a good anniversary. I hate bringing up bad memories. But we did see the possibility that this could stall. So I need to show you that possibility with the rainfall estimates. Let's see what the latest. My damn contacts have been dry today. I don't know what the hell. I've probably been on the computer way too much. All right, this one doesn't really show it too good. I guess we can leave right here. So there's, all right, you can kind of get it in the picture. Here's the latest GFS rainfall through Tuesday. So it doesn't stall it as much. However, anything purple is potentially 12 inches plus, okay? That's a lot of rain. So 12 inches plus. Actually, we do need to zoom in a little bit more to Louisiana and Mississippi because it looks like we get some rain on that side. I need to show. Damn it. I got to start over. By the way, what's up, Shelly? Of course, Shelly and Sandy Hoff, big helpers behind the scenes. Greg, no pics. Bill Lauderdale, what's up, buddy? Oh, Bill, the official theme song of, what did we say the name was going to be? Idaho. Official theme of Ida would be Westbound and Down. Now you got me all jacked up here. I'm trying to find my models. All right, GFS. We're going to Louisiana hot sauce. And now we're going to look at rainfall in the GFS. This should include more of Mississippi. There we go. So there's the estimated rainfall through Tuesday night on the GFS. We're going to show you the Euro, but there you go. So, man, we could have some pockets 16 inches plus. Max rain 19 inches plus on the GFS. Now, this is just this run. Look at 12Z. 12Z. 12Z is even more. Look at that. 12Z is a little more stalling. Look at that. Would you just look at that? 26 inches as far as a peak, but mainly everything is 14, 15 inches right there. That's the other side of the story. This is potential rain. All right, let's see what the Euro's sniffing, because I haven't really checked out the Euro rain. Hopefully not as much. You got some there too. So this is going to be a big rain event, unfortunately. This is possible 12 inches plus on the Euro too. So not talked about enough with tropical systems is the rain threat. You know, I don't know the exact number, but it's around 90, anywhere from 85 to 95% of all hurricane deaths. 85 to 95% are water related. Storm surge and inland freshwater flooding, not wind like you might think. Surf, surge, and inland flooding. So that's the other side. That's the rest of the story. What other maps can we look at? That's about it. Those are two good ones. All right, let's look at another site I haven't looked at yet. Let's look at this Sierra surge map. This one starts to, without a cone though, it's not really gonna do anything. No data yet. Disregard the surge map. We know what surge will do in that area. We know. We don't even have to show it. Okay, let's look at some more runs. All right, so everybody's always curious about this. Let me leave this up while I slow down a little bit. This is your pressure ideas on what storms can be. This is the old Saffir-Simpson scale. Saffir-Simpson scale. They don't use pressure anymore to measure hurricanes. They only use wind speed. But, you know, 930 range we saw several times pop up. You can see for yourself. 960 range is possibly Cat 3. And we've seen a lot of models around that range. So the possibility of a major hurricane are very real. 3 days to prepare. And it would be a zoo. Trust me. We have a little secret page here, Mike's Weather page. Not everybody follows us. So you got insider information that we could see something. I'm just, you know, nothing official by it. But the NHC did use words like dangerous. And like I said, I don't recall them going out on a key message statement on an invest. So let's look at some other cool stuff. Let's look at the precipitable water map. This kind of gives it all in perspective here. And then I'll show you some other maps. But here's the precipitable water. This kind of shows you the moisture. So we could have rain, obviously heavy rain into Texas, into Mississippi, Alabama. That's the Euro. The GFS precipitable water didn't go out that far, but let's take a look at this. Let's I don't know if I can do satellite. I have to go back to I think it is the US. Let's see. So here's a simulated satellite imagery. And this is what the Euro is thinking we could be looking at. I mean, it's not out of the realms of possibility, but this is the Euro. This is a simulated satellite imagery, IR. So we know that's not good. So listen, guys, I'm not trying to scare anybody. You know that. I just think there's a real possibility this could happen. Not because the models are saying it. There's a lot of things in its favor. We have very low shear expected on our model or our system. Low shear means better chance for upper level winds to allow growth, you know, convective storm patterns. So your 200 millibar, you know, a little bit of an anticyclone setting up over top of it, but relatively light winds all the way through the whole life of this system. So low shear environment. We showed this morning. We got a super duper warm ocean heat content. This thing splits the gap here. It's got nothing but hot water all the way to potential landfall. That's a lot of hot water. We have that loop eddy, which I think is so fascinating. in the past with different systems. These are your loop eddy currents that are in the Gulf of Mexico right now. Extra warm water that follows the Gulf Stream, and usually they break off. This year, this one has not broke off yet, which is so odd. Normally they break off, and we have little eddies spinning around, but this hasn't happened yet, which is kind of weird. So that to me spelled a little more trouble because it's got a lot of warm extra water below that is normally not there. So on top of the normal hot water that's normal, unlike me, we have this longer path of loop eddy current, which can help strengthen our system even more. So that's it. And we have no dust. I showed that earlier this morning. There's no dust in the forecast. So Jaden, that's a good question. What changed? Well, what changed was that high pressure system was a little odd. It always comes down to the timing of the high pressure systems. Models this year more than ever do not do a very good job with these high pressure systems. So that high pressure system that was supposed to keep it trucking towards Mexico obviously didn't pan out, and now we have that normal high over the southeast Florida that this time of year, a lot of systems, Laura, Harvey, unfortunately we're bringing back a lot of memories here, but this flow, this time of year, history repeats itself, and we don't have any fronts coming down to curve it maybe like into Florida like we see later in the season. So that's what happened. The high pressure never panned out. Here's the current dust map. All right, so here's the 29th. 29th would be Sunday. Here's current dust outlook. And going back to Sunday, the 29th, it's right there. So our system likely will be here somewhere, and there's going to be no dust either. So got a big plume of dust behind it. Dry air would definitely help dry up the middle atmosphere. But when you have a moist middle atmosphere, where does it say Grace? Henry and Grace, update the header to this. What header are you talking about? Katrina, August 29th. Yep, we had Andrew yesterday. I think Harvey's anniversary was today, correct? Trust the dust. What's up, George? Yeah, so nobody should be really worried at this point. But listen, I like to do these late nights to recap what's happened during the day, and not a lot's changed through the day. We got all models. I posted this graphic earlier. These are your 12Z models, but Euro, GFS, CMC, even the UK, which was the outlier way down in Mexico, has jumped on board. Not a very good model, but just showing you, every model is showing a potential hurricane and maybe more. And this thing enters the Gulf as any organized system. You have to watch it close. I brought up this fact. I can't stress it enough because it's fascinating to me. But all 4 land falling hurricanes that were Category 5 for the United States, all 4 of them were only a tropical storm 3 days out. And most recently it was Andrew and, of course, Michael. So if this thing, picks up forward speed, lands Sunday, there's less time to develop. But this thing slows down a little bit, it's going to have a 2-3 day window of really intensification. That would start Friday. This thing could be a storm tomorrow, which is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So lots to watch there for sure. Let's look at the ensembles. I love the ensembles. A good site that has all the ensembles on here is Weather Nerds. Here's the latest Euro. Leave them up there for a little bit. These are all the different brains of the European model. Hey, Janie, we're going to talk about all that tomorrow. There's obviously Donna McCarty. Thank you. Stay safe. There's a lot of spots out there brewing, but this is the most immediate one, so we're going to focus on that right now. This is more of a recap update to earlier. Tomorrow we'll do a full breakdown of what's coming afterwards. And Eric, I got to watch the Rays, buddy. Right now we have a high pressure. Yep, good point, Eric. We got high pressure over Florida. But anyway, so what are the ensembles? All right, so my buddy Mike Clay, Bay News 9 meteorologist, chief meteorologist. I am chief mediaologist. I'm a fake weatherman. But I highly respect our local Mets in the area here in Tampa Bay. Mike Clay, he always messages me when Bay News 9 gets new graphics. He's like, hey, we got some new graphics you might want to use. I'm like, yeah, man. But he brought to my attention years ago. I didn't even know what an ensemble was. I was that guy that just shared worst case scenario model runs and got everybody worked up and got likes. And I didn't do it for likes, but there's a lot more to the story than just the main operational runs. We have something called the ensembles, and they're all the different thinking of the Euro. And what it does is it's basically a simulated program that there's 51 of these little guys, 51 different brains of the Euro, and each little brain gets inputted different information. What if this high pressure is weaker? What if it's stronger? What if it misses land? You know? What if the water is a little hotter? You know, what happens if we get a little shear? So it basically simulates all the possibilities that could happen. So you get a spread, and usually the Euro goes right down the middle most of the time. So, you know, you get a sense of what's coming in the future when you look at ensembles. And this is actually a pretty tight spread, believe it or not, when you consider a system that's going to be pretty wide and focusing on Texas, Louisiana. So that's that. And notice here at the bottom too, a lot of this is where the forecasters you hear on TV are really warning everybody. Mad at me, I'm sure, because I'm putting out individual runs. A lot of these ensembles are not having a fixed initialization point because they don't know where true center is right now. And the hurricane hunters are going to figure that out for us tomorrow. But these are all different initialization points from the Euro on the bottom. So that is why we have a little bigger spread. Now, tomorrow, when we get a true initialization, then we might see a lot tighter path. And really nobody knows where this thing's going to set up center. My confidence at this point is splitting this gap, not a lot of time over land. The conditions ahead, we have a chance for a major hurricane. That's just my opinion, my gut feeling. The only thing that would stop that would be a faster forward speed with less time over water. If it has that extra 12 hours, then we could see, strengthening systems. So there is a good, I think there's a chance this is going to be more than just a Cat 1, just from what we've seen over the years in the Gulf. Nothing official by that, but just people ask me, what do you think? I'm like, well, I just have that feeling. And see, same thing with the GFS. These are on weathernerds, by the way, .org. But look, the GFS is guessing where the center is going to set up. So that obviously affects. It starts here. All these models are doing this. Sets here. All these models are doing that. So again, once we get that center figured out, this is going to get tighter tomorrow. And we're seeing that little turn at the end. There's going to be a little weakness pulling this up. It's going to wrap around that high pressure system that's being predicted on all the models. Let's fast forward here to what's going on up in the upper upper atmosphere. Let's look at Sunday. So this is Sunday. There's high pressure keeping that northwest motion. High pressure breaks down. Little weakness here coming. This little weakness right here is going to allow this to get picked up, stall a little bit, and then finally get on out of here. So we're not seeing what we saw with Harvey. You see it moving on out of here? The high pressure breaks down. That's what they're thinking. But the key thing here is all of them are thinking it. Watch the euro. Euro on Monday breaks down, pulls up, and on out of here. So, the center might not be completely, this is CMC now. They're all showing that high pressure breaking down. So exact placement isn't known, but upper atmosphere steering currents are very consistent, at least at this point. So we're not seeing, what happened with Harvey, unfortunately, is we had this blocking high pressure system here, and it got trapped, it just stopped, it had nowhere to go. We're seeing a little bit of sign of that, temporarily. We got to watch with some rainfall. So that's why the confidence is there on this northwest turn with the last second little bit of hook here going north. Let's see if we can see some other ensembles here, since now we have Invest 99. Let me change my color to solid color, and let's change the base map a little bit, and let's zoom back in. Let's compare forecast, and let's see what we got. So we can click. All right, so here's some of the GFS ensembles, which we've shown are a little bit everywhere. UK doesn't have any out yet, so this is going nowhere. Canadian, a little more Middle Texas, Louisiana. Euro, the mean. We can put that on. We'll just click them all, man. What the hell? We'll do all the late track and early track stuff too. So I just wanted to confuse everybody. But the important thing here is this. Not one, I get a million people ask me about the panhandle, but when we don't even have one ensemble going that direction is what the point of this is it's kind of honing in. Stronger systems accelerate around these high pressure systems. They have a poleward motion to go north, something called the Coriolis effect. It's a natural poleward motion of storms that's affected by the different sides of the equator and the North Pole. So storms want to go north. They want to curve. They want to go back to the east. And they ride along these high pressure ridges. That's why that confidence is there. So that's that. What do you think? I did find a place to stay, I believe. I'm going to tease everybody tomorrow. I appreciate everybody tuning in on that yesterday. I didn't really mean to post it. I was drinking, but we are officially not camping. Hey, Katie Haley, what's up? How you been? Not camping Labor Day weekend. I figured we get a beach house. That way I'm technically not camping, so maybe that means we won't have a hurricane. So, and I'm glad I bailed on Daytona, because I'd be over there right now absolutely stressing out. The reason I didn't go to Daytona was there's no internet. I can't update the web page if there's no internet. I spent all this money a couple years ago buying all these 4G hotspot antennas. I spent like $900 on this stupid Wi-Fi extender thing, and it didn't matter. They have no internet. Once Sprint got out of NASCAR, there's no more internet. I figured it out. At least for me, Sprint. I think they punished NASCAR by pulling all the damn cell phone towers away from races because they don't sponsor anymore. But yeah, the upper Gulf Chamber of Commerce, a couple spots reached out. A lot of people reached out. I can't thank you enough, man. I really do. So, all right. So, George, I believe that's where we're going, buddy. How'd you know? So, yeah, my buddy Scallop Cove there, I think we might be doing a little something fun. There is internet, Rima, but data sucks. Like I can't upload, and of course, you know, believe it or not, this is kind of it takes a lot of hours doing this stuff, right? So I got to constantly update the site. I'm always dealing with the site and making sure it's updated with the latest graphics, latest NHC graphics, latest tropical tidbits, weather nerds. The links change often. They break often. So, you know, if I can't have access to the website, I feel terrible. I'd be on my way home right now. I'd be like freaking leaving the speedway because I know this is going to be, I got to be updating the next 2 days. And the app takes a lot of work. So, but yeah, all the fun stuff. Hey, and I haven't mentioned this in a while. We're going to sign off, but don't forget, we got almost 100 cabins reserved, believe it or not. I can't believe it. We're doing a cruise in March. Try to get your mind off of hurricanes for a second. No hurricanes in March, but come hang out with the Drunk Donkey crew. Shelly, Sandy, Phil, me, my family, Julie, the kids. It's a family-friendly cruise. On the Mardi Gras, 7 days. We're going to have stuff every day planned. We're going to have fun stuff every day. We're going to have meet and greets, fun feud stuff. We're going to do scavenger hunts. We're going to be getting drunk and singing karaoke. But seriously, it's going to be a lot of fun. And Furman's coming. Greg Montgomery is there. We got big help from ABC and Coastal Claims, Frank Dalton, and my buddy Sean at ABC helping it so we can give away some cool stuff. Check it out. We got a great guy. Sean is our travel dude, and he'll make sure you're taken care of. But totally excited about that. I got to throw it out there. I don't want to miss out. Once this ship's sold out, we're like a thing that you do with a screwdriver. You know what those things are called? Where with an ED, like so. But yeah, so we got a big one to possibly worry about. There's really no good satellite tonight. Some of the visible satellite. Oh, you know what? I could go back to College of DuPage here. They let you go way back in time, so we might be able to see some satellite before the sun went down. Do they have a mesoscale yet? I can't tell. Is that it? That must be it. We can look at visible up to 200 frames ago. So let's see what this looks like. That's some high resolution stuff there. That's almost too slow. Look at that. Isn't that the most craziest thing ever? Look at this. This is 1 frame a minute, I think. I'm not even sure, but this is super duper high resolution. Look at this convection popping here at the end. You can see rotation. Big storm convective burst as the sun went down. And I do want to show you what I saw before the sun went down. Let's do choose frame interval. Let's try it like that. This is actually going to get it into last night. So here's today's satellite. God, it's going to do another frame skip. I hate it when it does this. No, it didn't. That's a great shot. All right. So here you go. Here's satellite today. Then we're going to show you. This is today. So this is satellite of Invest 99. You can start to really see the storms getting pulled in. Storms coming up from the south. Look at that. You can start to see really good rotation there at the end. Right here. Very well defined circulation appears to be forming. And I haven't even checked the Knoll School site yet. Let's see if we got any rotation yet. Apparent. It's trying. So this would be your main one right here. That's a pretty big axis wave, they call it. But look, this is Jamaica up here. This is pretty much the 500 millibar. That's where it's setting up. And you could see that here. Let's rewind it again. Let's stop it right about here. So let's see. That looks like Jamaica right there. So here's hard to tell on this. Yeah. So what I do is just draw a line. Look, there's a Yucatan down, and we look here like this. Look, there's your line, and there's our 500. So we go back to here, and you can see that line right here. So there's your apparent center, 500 millibar. That's definitely where it's starting to shape up. And notice the heavy convection right there before sun went down. So that's definitely where it's trying to become center. And you can see it. That's going to become the dominant feature right there. Now, I saw earlier on Weather Nerds, we could see some of that popping. In fact, we're going to have to zoom out here and look at it differently. This is Weather Nerds. So we can kind of do the same thing with this. We can look at it like this. Weather Nerds, and draw that little line. Right there, smack dab in the middle of the line is kind of where the 500 is. And then we hit play. What you're going to see is convection firing somewhere around here. Not as much as I thought it would be. That's kind of on the south side, but all this will get wrapped in. You can really start to see that circulation. So you got it right south of Jamaica. You know, I'd still be watching in the Cayman Islands. You know, this thing might sneaky and get a little more organized. Again, round 2, right? John, are you watching? No Fido, no Cone, Samuel. Yeah, I'm going to read comments now. So, no Cone until we get an actual center. So the Hurricane Hunters are going out tomorrow, and once they go out tomorrow, we'll get a lot better image on where center is. So right now the models are kind of guessing, or they believe. And if you go to Tropical Tidbits, they have the latest fix on there. So if you go to current storms 99. There it is. So they're figuring 1477 as the center. And if we go to so 1477, we'll see it on here. We can set the coordinates. So 77. 14. So this is where they consider it right here, somewhere around right here. And that there is a little bit of convection right there. So this, you know, going back to my line that I drew like that. So that's kind of what's showing up. But right there, that's it. There's the center. We found it. We found the center. So too early getting the specifics, but main operational runs are picking Louisiana over Texas. I'm just putting it out there. Now, think about this. So looking at models, obviously that the UK, and here's that line. See? So that's definitely center. The UK is not. It's not going to do that. Oh, what happened here? These are the 00Z. Refresh. So there's our windshield wiper. So throw the UK out first off. UK is done. But there you go. These just came out. The 00Z. Why they come out early? That's early. All right. So 00Z just came out, and look. Look. So that's a pretty big shift. So again, those Texas models seem like an outlier to me. We have solid probability at this point that Louisiana should be watching this. I'll just leave it right there. These are the fresh 00Z. How about that? That's a big shift. Kind of wasn't a shift, though, honestly. Going back to this, you know, if you're just joining, but it's not really a shift because, honestly, all the operational model runs have been showing a little different scenario. Here's the latest GFS. The latest GFS shows this. That's a very strong hurricane. And that would be Sunday night. Latest CMC shows this. Just a little bit of shift. Still Louisiana. 987, still a hurricane. This would be Sunday night into a little bit more into early morning Monday before daybreak. Remember, another thing too, guys. That's Sunday morning. Hey, Jody, thank you for that. It pops big old blue when somebody sends that, and I like the coffee cup. You're going to start to see effects from this Sunday morning, no matter what. So, again, you got 3 days to prepare. 3 days tomorrow. Excuse me. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Sunday morning, we're going to start to see rain bands. Now, look at the GF. That's the Canadian. Look at the GFS. It's even faster. Sunday morning. And then we go to the icon. The icon showing Louisiana. So that's a lot to think about. I think I'm going to post that. What the hell did I swallow? I feel guilty to cough in my own house now. What's going on in the world? So anyway, that's about it. I'm not going to spend. We've been 1 hour, so I went over all the scenarios and just pay attention. I'd still be watching Texas. You know, I mean, it's this general area right here. And what concerns me more than anything is these conditions ahead: light shear, ultra hot water, moist environment. No Sahara dust there, Laura Metz. Telford, great advice, man. See you in the morning, Greg. Button up your joints. Get the heck out of Dodge. Yeah, by tomorrow morning, man, if we wake up in the morning and we have these 00 model runs overnight, still show this scenario, then confidence is pretty high. But I'm just not liking this consistency that we're seeing at all. So I wonder if the latest H4F ran. I think the 18Z was running when we started. Let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that's scary. Oh yeah, let's just throw out a 936 millibar Cat 4. How about that? That's the latest HWRF 18Z. That's pretty serious stuff. So I just telling you, we'll know better in the morning. Remember, these aren't forecasts; these are just model runs. There's nothing official. Everybody, if I posted this, every TV person in the world would be mad at me right now. You can't post that stuff. Well, I do. I always have, because I put a disclaimer out that it's not official. But that's. I don't think I've seen one model that's not predicting a hurricane. Put it to you that way. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna post the 00. So what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna make a model. I'm gonna make a graphic of these latest 18Zs. I'm gonna put them on the same image as spaghetti models, and then I'm gonna go eat and take Telford's advice. Amy, that's always a possibility, but it could, it could pull a little more north. I mean, it's like I said, the position on the HWRF isn't always. It got Fred messed up. No, what the hell storm was it? Yeah, Fred. It got Fred messed up because it assumed it was going to go north of Cuba. It pretty much predicted the fact that if it stayed north of Cuba and went over those warm Bahama waters, it was going to become a little more stronger for South Florida. But it didn't do a very good job on track. Did a really good job on intensification in past Florida when it was in the Gulf. So I still say watch out for that HWRF. It did very well last year with intensity. So okay. Well, have a great night, everybody. I really appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you check out our cruise, MWP Cruise. We can talk about the 2022 season. We're going to do a scavenger hunt. If you find Mike passed out in a chair, you might get like a free generator, right, Greg? Well, depending if I start drinking early in the morning, that might be not 7 nights. That could be 14 generators. And I hear my kid in her bedroom. Watch this. Let's call her. I'm going to prank call her. We're going to call Emily, and I'm going to tell her she needs to go to bed. She was taking a nap a little bit ago, fell asleep, now she's awake. So we're going to call her. Don't tell her I'm calling.
Hello.
Hey, how come you're still awake?
Sorry.
I did not tell you. Weren't you sleeping a little bit ago?
Yes.
Well, come on. It's school night, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Night. Love you.
Love you.
All right. Hey, listen. Appreciate everybody. Thank you for the thanks there, V-Man. All right. So we'll do it again in the morning, 9:19 Eastern. Not do it because of the bus stop. We'll tell a story one day. And we'll go over all the other systems out there brewing at the end of the show. So we'll focus heavily on Invest 99 in the morning. I always go into what's next. We'll do that. And that's it. So have a great evening, everybody. Go Rays. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the morning. Bye.